Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to cover an amazing article from the street. There is so much information to unpack here. Thank you so much for tuning in. One caveat, I am a Florida, Georgia real estate broker, not a financial advisor. Alright, let's begin. Okay, so the title of this article is Pimco Guru Who Predicted the Housing Crash Says Sell Now. I think we're in the final innings, says Pimco CIO of Global Credit, Mark Kiesel. The article is written by Veronica Bendarenko, and it's dated April 28, 2022. Is it time to sell your home or that second property you bought as an investment? Will years of unfettered home price growth ultimately lead to a crash? The debate on this topic predictably rages on with no solution in sight. Some analysts point towards a growing population, historically low inventory rates, and building that is not keeping up with inflation. Others argue that many markets across the country are currently overinflated due to investor interest disproportionate with the people who actually want to live there. One analyst who is firmly in the sell camp is Mark Kiesel, Chief Investment Officer of Global Credit at Pimco. The bond manager sold his home in Southern California in 2006 and predicted that nationwide home prices would trend downward in 2005. They were at their height in the winter of 2006, and many were buying vacation condos in Florida. It's not just houses that will be for sale, Kiesel said in a June 2006 interview. You're going to see financial assets for sale over time, and ultimately corporate bonds. The article continues to say, the final innings? Kiesel says he's feeling those forebodings once again. I can look at my long-term 25-year charts and they tell me when to buy and sell, and they're flashing orange right now, Kiesel told Bloomberg during a recent interview at Pimco's Newport Beach, California headquarters. I think we're in the final innings. The S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Index indicates that between March 2021 and 2022, home prices across the country rose by 13.2%. Certain booming markets, including Austin, Texas, and Richmond, Virginia, have been seeing growth of more than 20%. In comparison, Freddie Mac data from the last 30 years shows that homes increased by an average of only 5.1% a year over the last 30 years. With such numbers making even lower-end listings unaffordable for large pockets of the population, some buyers are holding off on buying entirely and causing the market to correct itself as fewer buyers overall make offers. While the effect isn't large enough to be felt in super hot markets, cities like Toledo, Detroit, and Pittsburgh all saw housing values fall by more than 10% in the last 12 months. Okay, continuing on. Are you buying for yourself or are you investing? Certain markets aside, most experts are predicting home growth to slow but certainly not stop entirely. According to Kiesel, buying a house in the tail end of 2022 will lead to only a 2% return rate going forward. At the moment, the major gains of those who bought real estate in the last decade are luring would-be buyers who hope that securing a property at any cost will get one into the equity game and yield the same. The golf course adjacent house Kiesel paid $2.9 million for in 2012 is now worth around $5.5 million. But we're now in a very different market, and while those who plan on living in the property for a while will be able to weather its ebbs and flows, real estate may not be the most lucrative asset to look at in the short term. It's only a good investment if you buy it at the right time, Kiesel said. If I were to buy a house today, I would probably get a max 2% return on it, and I can find other things I can make money on other than a house. Okay, so what is the takeaway here? I have a different housing market theory, which I will cover in the next video, but for the sake of this article, let's go over a few things. Mark Kiesel is firmly in the sell camp. He called the housing crash in 2005, along with the sell-off in equities and the corporate bond market. However, Mark Kiesel seems to be more focused on second home purchases as an investment. He also points out that many markets are overinflated due to a disproportion of investors opposed to people who want to live in those markets. Furthermore, he states that sellers who amassed major gains in the last decade are alluring would-be buyers to purchase homes at any cost in hopes of securing equity and similar yields. Though he isn't predicting a full-on crash, Mark Kiesel seems to think future gains are baked into the housing market. Home buyers could only hope for a 2% return with great downward pressure. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that like button. I'm a Florida, Georgia real estate broker, not a financial advisor. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next video.